Hello everyone, xHedra here bringing you episode 65 of Forever Stranded, a mud pack by Gaming with Sheridan. So in the last episode, we fully upgraded our Woot mob farm tier 4. We added 4 raid upgrade, 3 level of raid upgrade and 3 level of mass upgrade, which means that we now get 8 mob spawn every 40 tick, and we get a lot of iron now, 30 at a go, if not more. We also set up our second Woot mob farm, the tier 3, to Zombie Pigman. It does say zombie, but it's Zombie Pigman. And we did that to be able to get some golden armor and especially golden nugget. So we're going to have to put some looting on here and put some higher level of enchantment and make this a tier 4. And I want to make this one a tier 4, and I want to also make that one a tier 4. The second thing that we did, which we did before and not after, is basically the gold/iron armor repair/smelt line. So basically we throw in here all of the armors that are gold or iron so that they come into the item repairer and get outputted to this ender chest, and this ender chest is actually connected to our smeltery back here, which melts everything down into the resource that we need and pull it down into ingots. It's so full right now that we might actually need to change it to use block. My problem with doing block is that you need 8 ingot per block, and if you have 7 ingots, you might end up with a situation where this is not filling and then the gold is stuck in the fluid conduit. So I need to find a way of filtering the liquid, and I haven't figured that out yet. So I want to work on my farms, my void ore miners and my Woot farm. That's why in the last episode, during the time lapse, I started doing a ton of ardent stone structure, ardent stone machine base, speed modifier, and the void ore miner controller tier 4. To be able to do that, we're going to need to craft a couple of drawers. So let's get some drawers going. And I really want to get something like 10, 12 drawers at least. Let's get 16 just to be sure. And I'm going to get some more, 16 more, because I also want to make upgrades from them. So the upgrades are like this, and I'm going to craft... Oh, I'm using the single instead of the double. Well, that's sad, but oh well, it is what it is. So I'm going to use the upgrade to also make 2 types of upgrade. I'm basically going to make 10 of these emerald upgrades, and I'm going to make 10 void upgrade. And the reason I want 10 void upgrade is that there are some resources that just don't matter, and there's no point in trying to have a ton of upgrades that don't matter, a ton of resources that don't matter. So whenever there's something I want to void, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to void them. So let me craft my drawer controller for that. And I'm going to need 6 redstone torch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to need 2 redstone comparator. So that's going to give me my drawer like this. Perfect. The way I'm going to set it up is an old way that I used to do things that I really still like. I'm going to find the middle in one moment. I'm looking for my hammer, and based on how broken it is, I'm going to need this. So basically, I want to find the middle in here. And let me check again. I don't remember the size. So the void ore miner tier 2 is 7 by 7, and the one we're going to craft is 11. So we need 11. Minus 1, the center, is 10 divided by 2 5s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I didn't keep a space in the middle, which I actually hate. And this is centered here, so I'm going to consider this the middle. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up considering that this is the middle and move everything to the left a little bit. So I'm going to put this controller right here. I'm going to break this like so. And I'm going to put the drawer controller like so. And the drawer controller doesn't really go the way I would want it to go, but the other things will go. Basically, if you put it looking down... Oh, why is this not working? Sorry. Technically, they should be facing up. Maybe that's something that doesn't work anymore, but I would be sad about that. So maybe if I hold shift while doing it. No. I thought that we could make them facing down in the floor. So that doesn't seem to be working. So instead we're going to just put them under like I had originally planned. Let me close that gap back here. And let's count how much space we need. So this is going to be moving down here 1. So we're going to need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the end. And I want 2 blocks for space. And so I'm going to be doing it here. So technically this one was almost in the right place. I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to put this one under like this. And now I know exactly what I need to break. I need to break all of this like so. And I'm going to enlarge this around. And I'm going to go and do 1 block this way. And I'm going to do the same direction, the same size on the other side. And then I'm just going to break these 2. And I'm going to fill the rest with drawer. Like so. So these are going to be the drawers that I use for the resource. And I'm going to connect all of this. Oh, not step back. I'm going to connect all of this from the top. Where are my item conduit? Right here. So let's go like so. And bring it across to this right here. Let's set this one to empty. And oh, before I do set it to empty, let's arrange the resource in a way that's a bit clean. So I'm going to go copper ore as a big one, lead ore also, tin, there's a lot of tin, and aluminum. So I'm going to make all of these a drawer. So I'm going to go right here and go copper, lead, tin, and aluminum, because this is going to try and fit the same resource in the same place. So I'm going to take cobalt, ardite, platinum, and yellowite, and I'm going to put these in another one on this side. So like this, like that, and then what do I have left? I have lonsdaleite, apatite, so let's grab these 2. I also have some glowstone, and is there another type of resource? Iridium, perfect. So I'm also going to put these here like so. And now I'm kind of ready to turn it on. So let's jump and fly and say this into insert. And let's put that one to extract always. So now this should start emptying and it should start filling these drawers. And already you see, I didn't think of the silver or the firestone ore, so they found a spot for themselves in the other drawers. And if one drawer becomes too full, there's always space in the other one. So I'm going to hit all of these with at least 1 emerald upgrade, and I'm going to hit all of these with at least 1 void upgrade, which means that they can now go up to 104 stack, which is more than enough for these resources that I have nothing to do with, and whatever else is going to get voided. And let me check, and this is just emptying. It's going to take a while, but it doesn't really matter. Now I want to continue making space for these, so let's continue breaking around. And like I said, we need to move this 1 further back. So let's move it 1 further back like so. And on the other side, I'm also going to break this some more, just so that there's more space. And I don't want a wall in between these 2. So let's just clean that all up too. And it feels to me like I might not have enough light in here, and maybe things are not so good. I'm also going to break this. There's no point of having like a floating island in the middle of nowhere. And now we should be good. So I said I wanted to move this 1 over to the right. Well, now to the right. So I'm actually going to put my void ore miner right here. And I'm going to put this one in the exact same spot. So let me break this. And let me show you something. So if I use my pickaxe, see, these break. Don't take so long, but they do take longer than they need to. Because if you use the assembler and you shift right click, look at this. It just instantaneously break all of the block that are making the structure. So it's really the best tool to build it. I like that you can use it to build it, and you can also use it to remove it. It makes it very useful. And here we go. Perfect. Now let's break up this one. And the reason we're breaking them down is I made enough of the... I didn't even make enough. I made enough resource to be able to complete it, but also reusing these. Because, for example, the speed upgrade, we need 12 speed upgrade modifier per tier 4. And if you look, I have 24 now because I made less than 12 each, and I needed to get these back. And I have 48 art and stone structure, but I basically need a stack of 64 and a stack of 48. But if you look, I have a stack of 64 here. So if I connect to my ME system and I throw all of these in, like so, then I can go, and I'm also going to throw these in. I can search for tier 4. I can say, give me 64 of those. And the beauty of this is, since it's stackable one on top of each other, if you see it says, we have 64 of these available, so it's going to start from this instead of crafting these. And I can just say start and launch it. And I'm going to wait to get a little bit more because I need at least 56, and I've got 62, so I'm good. So now I'm going to right click this until it finishes building the new one. Oh, and I need to stop right now because I forgot something else. It's also 7 lower, and I want some space to walk under it, so I'm going to make it at least 3 high to walk under. And we're probably going to work in a floor at some point so that we can easily travel around. This is the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's perfect. That's the furthest I need to go. And I don't want to make this too big around because there's no point having too much space. So again, this is the center, so we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's what I was expecting. That's why I took my iron sharpening kit. 5. So this should be just enough to be able to build the structure. And since we're a bit lower, we can actually afford to put some torches down. So again, the center is right here, so that's 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we don't need to go further than this, so let's not. And do I have torches? I have 12 torches. So I'm going to put a torch 3 this way. From this corner, 1, 2, 3. From this corner, oh wait, 1. So this is now off center. Oh, that's gonna bug me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, that's perfect. 1, 2, 3. Let's break down this way. Like this. And we're going to put some torch everywhere just to make sure that we're not having any mob problem. If there's one thing I don't want here is mob in my base. I've been getting enough of them already. And we should be good enough to continue building the structure. So let's just hold right click down and wait for all of it to build. And this is a bit slow, but I don't have to remember where to place the block and place the block myself, so I'm going to say that I'm happy with this, because the other way around would be long. And multi-block assembly completed. Now the one thing I forgot to craft are the laser core. So we're going to have a laser core problem, but that's easily solved. Let's grab these 50, so that's my other 56. And I'm going to need 5 laser core. So I'm going to craft 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. And again, I'm going to throw all of the sand in here. This is no longer connected the proper way, so let me search my energy cables right here and my Ender IO conduit, and I'm going to break this one and make the old cable go around. And I'm going to put the faster cable connecting in here and this export right here, and I'm going to set to extract always active. So if I come here and I start looking, this should start filling up already. I don't know if it's working. Let me check. Are things going up? I'm just trying to look at the numbers to see if numbers are going up. But this should technically go really fast because now it's the equivalent of 3 times more speed core than we had before. Now let's get this one built also, since we have everything that we need. Oh, but we didn't go low enough on that one either. So let's quickly dig that one down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's make it snug. I don't want to break more than I need to. So that's in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so just still here. And let's just break this all down. And going here. Whoa. I really dislike when I break things improperly. Now I have like a... I'm going to need to move everything a little bit to the left to be able to finish breaking this properly. So this right here, this right here, this right here. And then I need to go down 2 more. So let's start from the bottom and go this way. Now let's go this way. And if I can find the center, I'm going to calculate 5. So that's the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. And now I'll just go down this way until I meet the empty nest that I've already dug. What's wrong? Oh, I only had to go 1 deeper. I thought that I was too far already. I just wasn't far enough. Perfect. So let's finish this quickly. I just want to be able to build the machine and move on to the next build. So I have another void ore miner back there, which is a tier 2 that I'm going to want to transform into a tier 4. But for that, I'm going to need to dig more, even more. So I wasn't expecting doing it in this episode. I'm going to keep it for time lapse. There's only a certain amount of time that I'm willing to spend on these builds. 1, 2, 3. So 2 right here, 2 right here, and 2 right here. And we should be good to build this and get our second tier 4. And these are technically, they're supposed to be amazing. They're supposed to go super fast. The only problem we might have is we might not have enough power. And that's why one of the things I want to do is build the Ender IO conduits, the better tier 1. And the multi-block structure is completed and I have no extra to spare. Which means that all of my calculations were on the spot for once. Although I say for once, they often are. So now let's do a little F7 job. And let's make sure we don't get a ton of mobs spawning. And I wonder if that's explaining why there were some mob in my base. Because technically, I do see that there were a lot of spots here. Let me go like this. One here, one up. Oh, no, not like this. Although it doesn't really matter. But symmetry is very important to my sanity. So I try to be very symmetric wherever I can. So one here. I put it. No, I put it down 1 right here. Right here. Oh, oof, not there. There. And right there. Do I need any more? Not on this. And no, it wasn't symmetric. It wasn't in the right spot. This one's the right spot. Let's take care of this side now. Like this. So and so. And it even eliminates the walkway. Let's not take any chance. Let's put 1 right here. And 1 right here. So this is all good. And these should be mass producing resource. Oh, no, it's not completely good. I have this. Let's put it from the side. Perfect. That's the minimal amount of torch, I think. So let me look into here. And this is empty. And another item. Another item. So like they're coming in much faster than they used to. I'm sure that they're not going as fast as they can because this is not getting enough power. And there's actually an easy way of seeing that. If I had a... No, I don't have... So if I add a capacitor... Oh boy. I already had a ton of these from a previous time lapse. So I should be able to make the third one pretty soon. But that's a resource derp. Good thing that I noticed it before I did the third one. And I don't even know where I would put the third one. So maybe I would replace this void ore resource because I don't need that much ore resource anymore. But that's the build I wanted to do for my void ore miner. I have 2 tiers 4 now and these are going to be amassing a lot of power. Now, last episode we connected the Woot mob farm to the main line, but the problem is that if I go outside and look at them, and I'm getting some lag and I finish this build, let me just log back out and log back right in to try and clear some of the lag. And I'm back. Sorry. Hopefully this is going to clear some of the lag, and yeah, it seems to be a little bit better already. So let's go outside and look at the Woot mob farm. This one's not loading, so let's take a look right here for the time being. And this cost 102,400 RF per mob spawn, and is there a way for me to see how much power is in it? Yeah, so you see that it's keeping itself at 1 million. But this one, which finally loaded, wow. If I look at it, see it's at 4,000. It's not filling fast enough because whatever power gets generated and moved by this conduit, which has a maximum of 5,000, first fill this Woot mob farm, then that one, then this one, and it can't keep up with that one. And I don't know how much this one's using. Let me just take a quick look. It's using 10,664 RF per tick. So this conduit cannot provide enough power for it. The solution for that is pretty simple. We basically have to create the Ender energy conduit. So let's go back here and let's just teach that to our system. So the Ender energy, let's not search Ender, let's just search energy, these conduits. So we need to get some vibrant alloy. And I'm going to use this recipe. That's the one that I prefer because I don't want to burn through all of my vibrant alloy. So I'm going to say like this. And because I'm using that recipe, I also need to teach it how to make these enhanced energy conduits. So I'm going to do that right now, like this. And we have so many of these red ones that I'm not going to teach it how to create the red one. So that whenever I'm out of red one, it will let me know instead of trying to craft them. Do I have more places in here? Nope. And do I have... Can I access this? Oh, from the back. Let's go from the back. And what the heck? It seems that I can't access this. It's probably because I put that panel in front. And that panel showing the dirt in the ME system. And you see it fluctuating a lot because I have an interface here, storage bus, sorry, and I replaced the export that I had with a storage bus so that it would put all of the dirt in here, and I'm already 112K. The thing is, it has 64 in this buffer. Do you see this? This is the immediate take buffer, plus sometimes one in here. That's why this is fluctuating, because it's trying to put some in the system, it's using some for crafting, and it's reading the 64 from the buffer, but it's not reading the deep storage unit. So I'm going to break this panel since it's stepping me from... Oh, I can't believe it did that. Let me put that back right there, and the cable. And now I'm going to have to put all of these back in. So this, that, hardened stone, this, hard dirt, and not enough space for the gravel. I'm not going to put back the block of iron because I've managed to process my block of iron in a different manner. My block of iron are being created by this, and whoa, I should have some torch back here. That's probably another spot where the mob were coming from. We're just finding a lot of spots that are just not lidded properly. And if I put one here, yeah, it works for all of this. And we have some here on the growth something, so let's put one right here. So now I have a problem. I don't have enough spot to put an ME assembler. And I could probably put one from the back, but it's going to be annoying to access all the time. So at this point, I'm just going to make one more molecular assembler. So let's go here. Molecular assembler like this, and I'm missing one of these, so let's make one of these, and I'm missing the annihilation core. I need some gold processor, and I didn't make any, so logic like this. Let's grab half a stack, let's grab some redstone, half a stack, and I need to automate those at some point. It's just I don't remember exactly how to automate them, and I do remember that they're really annoying to try and automate. So let's grab my 32, well, not 33. No, not these, these. So let me do this. Oh, 32, perfect. And let's just go here and put these in. And I'm going to craft just one for now. Ooh, wait. Do I already have an interface? Interface. Yeah, I still have one interface. Phew. Okay, so I don't need to craft more than one of each. I'm just going to throw that back in here, come back here, and go like this, and make these annihilation core, and then go back to the molecular assembler like so, and perfect. And I'm going to put the other molecular assembler on the other side right here. And this panel is going to prevent me from accessing everything, so I'm just going to break it quickly. And I want an ME interface right here and my smart cable right here, and then I can now put this into it, the gravel one. So now I have two places to create stuff. But now let's come to the energy conduit. Let me look what I have in my bag right now. I have these 20 energy conduit and these 10. So let's go do a little bit of breaking, because last time we disconnected, ooh, another spot that's missing some light. So probably same on the other side. Yeah, the same on the other side. Perfect. So the last time that we disconnected this, we still left a couple of conduit. So let's break them, because we're going to need them in the crafting of our enhanced energy conduit. Perfect. So let's put all of these in the ME system back here, so that we can start crafting some enhanced, well, not enhanced, some energy conduit, the latest here. So these, I'm going to try and get 20, and yes, I should be good. So start crafting those. And 20 might be a bit too much, it might be not enough. We'll just see how it goes. So this is a block of iron, and I want to reuse it for something else. So I hold shift down, and I right click, and it clears the pattern. So now it's a blank pattern that I can put in here like so. So you can always get those patterns back to do something else with them if you want to. There's always, like, you just shift right click and they're good. So energy, are they done? Energy 14. Still waiting on the other ones, and the other ones are probably, yeah, they're long because we need to actually craft some more conduit. I just want to calculate the distance, and I think the distance is more than 20. So here's what was my idea. My idea is to do this. It's to put a, do I have another dimensional transceiver? Dimensional transceiver, yeah, that's my last one though. So my idea is to put a dimensional transceiver right here and connect it with these. I'm going to use a shift. Oh, I'm going to click them to replace, and I'm going to put the dimensional transceiver right here. Oh, lower back a little bit, right here, and I'm going to set this one to receive from the main base nether, like this, and say receive. Perfect. So now, because of this enhanced conduit, we should be throwing a ton in here, and then we can just click these to replace them like this, and I'm going to find how many I'm missing. Hopefully I'm not going to miss too many, and I'm missing 3. I should have 2 more being done. That would be amazing, because, oh yes, perfect, I have all of those. I made enough. So let's do this and that. And now if I look from the bottom, see, it's going up. So now our 2 Woot mob farm are working at max capacity because we're inputting enough, which means we're going to be able to get the maximum that we want. And we probably have the same problem here, that we're not putting as much power as we can in here. So I'm going to make sure to craft a lot more. And since these take a lot of time, I'm going to throw all of this in and say energy. And I already have 24. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to request a lot. Energy. Gee, I just want to see, I have 25 here plus 24 of these. So I'm going to ask for 2448. 50 minus 2, so 48. Next, and start. And it's just going to start crafting. See, it immediately grabbed all of these. I don't know why it didn't grab these though. Let me check. Stored 24. Ah, it's 2 per. So by making 48, I'm making just exactly what I need. Okay, so it doesn't matter. This is ongoing, and you see the timer. It's going to be ready in 5 minutes, 50 seconds. So let's get on to the next step. The next step is a very important step. My Woot mob farm, I want them all tier 4. So I'm going to need to start automating these factory block. So I'm going to go to factory block, and I'm going to want to automate these white block. But to automate these white block, I'm going to need to automate the nether star shard. So let's do this, and I'll just put 1 set in it. The reason I'm going to put 1 set in it, you're going to see in a moment. I'm going to automate this, but I'm sure I don't have any under iron plate. So this is how we automate the under iron plate, and I'm going to show 1 set in here. Get rid of the yaw armor and put it back there. Then I have enough to be able to automate these. Perfect. So now we've automated the factory casing, the nether star shard, the under iron plate. Let's just go a bit further and say that we want to automate the under iron. So the under iron is automated like so, but also we're going to need to cook some. So we're going to teach it the cooking recipe, and the cooking recipe is basically 1 for 1. So now I'm going to do a research for under iron like so, and say 1 of these. We're going to go into the processing pattern and say one of this. No. Clear this. Oh, 1 of this gives 1 of that. Like so. And always remember to throw everything back in the system, or else you won't be able to craft the next step. So throw all of this in here. This pattern goes into the... Oh, that's the last one we can fit in. So we're going to need some more pattern at some point. And these I can all throw in here. So boom, 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 all of these. Let's come back here. So now we can look at factory again. And the white one, we can finally teach it how to do the white one. But no, just 1. Remember when I told you I needed to craft 1 of these? I also need to craft 2 set of these. So 1, 2 set of these. Let's show that back in here. X, perfect. And now let's say 1 set of these. So now I know how to make the white one. Okay. Now I'm going to teach it how to make the green one, like so. Then I'm not going to teach them how to do the orange, because the only factory that needs the orange are is the least lower level factory. So let me just take a quick look right now. Come back to this Woot manual. Next. And to make it a tier 4 factory, it needs 44 orange block structure. So let's just make the 44 orange right now. Okay, so to make 44, we're going to need 44 of these factory casing. So I need 40 more of these. 10, 20, 40. Next. And I don't have a crafting CPU available because this recipe is not finished, and there's 33 seconds. So let's just wait a little bit for it. It should be over soon. And let's prepare the 40 and say next. And the moment this is available, as soon as the crafting is done, I'm going to hit that start. And I don't want to wait here 5 minutes though, so hopefully it's going to be pretty soon. Yeah, start. Perfect. So that's going to give me the 40 that I need, plus the 4 that I have here. And like I said, I'm just going to make my 44 orange block immediately. And I'm just waiting for all of this. 40 and 43, and unfortunately I need to make another set of 4. So now that I've done this, I can throw these in, and I can look. If you remember what I said for the Woot factory tier 4, and next. For the tier 4, we need 57 green structure. We already have a tier 3, and if I go back. The tier 3 had 52 green, and we need 57 green. So for the one that we have, we need to go from 52 to 57. So we're going to be missing 5. And for the tier 1 and tier 2, we're going to need the whole 57. So 57 times 2, that's 114, plus the 5, that's 119. But I think we can't create 109. Well, we will create 119. It's just going to make more, or 119 minus 3, so 115. So we're going to say 115, but the system's going to make more because it knows these can only see. It's going to craft 116, and we're going to say go. And we're going to let those be created. And factory, I'm just going to grab, I already grabbed the white one. So now while this is happening, I'm going to calculate how many white one we need. So for the white one, none of the factories have them. So I can calculate how many white one I need for 3 of them. So for 3 tier 4 factory, we need 82 times 3, so we need 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 24, so 246. 246 minus the 6 that we have here, we need 240. So we're basically just waiting for the green one to finish so that we can say factory block the white and say 240. 240. And you saw the pattern. I'm not going to make any more Woot factory after this. So some of you could say that it was a waste of pattern, but I can always reset the pattern. And these are annoying to craft because look at the steps. You need these and then these and then these and then this, and it's just one step after another. So it's much simpler to just teach the system and let the system bother with it. And because we have a co-processing unit, I think that if we had put some of the pattern in this one, it would use both of them to craft. Here's the goal of my series. Now I'm going to finish setting everything up, and I might make this dirt farm, let me look at it, still going up. I make 116k. I might make this dirt farm a bit bigger because see, these are full. I might go down and add some more and make these a bit faster, or see, no, they're not even maxed out right now because they can also have another 10 extra speed upgrade. And I'm probably going to max this line so that at 20 speed upgrade, this is filling instead of emptying. But I don't want to go further than that. So the next episodes are going to become, while we're waiting for resource, just some checking and some basically tutorial where I'm going to name them auto crafting with AE2. So I'll make one where I explain each of these blocks and how they set up, and I'm going to set up 1 or 2 more auto crafting section. Then I'm probably going to make one about actually addition. I'm probably going to make one about not Woot, because Woot I feel I've covered enough. But if you guys have suggestion about mods that you're not very comfortable and would want me to see cover, because I do intend on finish this pack completely 100%. Like I want to get all of the quests completed, and since I'm going to be waiting on resource, I might as well use the episode for a part time-lapse but a part teaching, and then you can watch the one that you want. And I was also thinking of doing a whole recap on the Space Advanced Rocketry, like breaking all of the block that I have and resetting things down in the proper order, saying we need this step to do that step and this step to do that step, and on and on. Might not break the machines because these are annoying to set down, but I might start from one saying this one does this, that we need to build the second one, that we need to build the third one, and just on forward like this. While we're waiting here, I want to see these, how they're filling up. And something that I wasn't expecting. I'm not expecting to get Certus, Quartz, coal, nether. These are all things that I'm processing in here. If I'm processing them in here, why are they coming in? And this is priority 10, and this is priority 10, and what's the priority on this? Like, they shouldn't be coming in here. I'm a bit confused as to how they got in here. They shouldn't be in here, so unless, and this is very important, unless this at some point was full. And yeah, that's probably what happened. We're probably not processing the resource in here fast enough. And because we're not processing them out fast enough, see, I don't have enough spot for things to get in. So I'm just going to empty a little bit and move these aside so that we don't jam the gold, not the gold, the redstone and the lapis and the diamonds and the emerald. That would be really bad. So this seems to be working well, and I'm happy with this structure. It's just a question of power in my mind. So let's come back here, and my factory, 240, they're all done. So like I told you, my goal is now to make all the Woot factory level 4 and put them all on Zombie Pigman to get this these, what's it called, these golden nugget, what's it called? Wow, that's a big memory derp right there. And the other thing is quantum storage. If you guys know how I can read this amount to put it on an EMI label, I would appreciate it, because right now I want to get my count of sand and I want to get my count of everything, and if I have to, I'll make them basic drawer with a ton of upgrades. But that's not what I want. What I would want is to get them in a quantum storage, and if I can't do it from a quantum storage, my second solution is to make a ton of drive bay to try and get them all into my EMI system. But none of the scenarios are a good one to me, so other than the quantum storage. So I would really appreciate a solution regarding that. So guys, I'm going to call it for this episode. And in the time lapse that's coming, I'm going to start doing the enchantments for the Woot Mob Farm Tier 4 that I want to create. Basically, I'm not going to do XP anymore. I really don't care to get more XP. I can show you right now that XP wise, this is at 131 level, and I have 177 stack of XP shards and 270 stacks of solidified experience. So I really don't feel like I need more experience. And whoa, this is full, and I don't know why it's not emptying. Probably before it was running out of power, so it wasn't creating the max that it could. So let me take all of this out, and is it this that's full? Nope, this is not full. It has a stack limit of 1040. So can I make some speed upgrade quickly? Speed upgrade. And this is crazy. Like, you can see how amazing it is now, how fast this goes. Let's try to craft one more speed upgrade. Do I have enough of everything? Yeah. Let's put 2 more speed upgrade in here, and I'm going to need to void these golden sword ASAP. And yeah, that's probably all that it was. Let me take this golden sword, and yeah, that's what I'm going to need to void as soon as possible. Oh, ingots! I got 2 gold ingots. I don't know how, but I got 2 gold ingots. And if I look at the golden nuggets, already 2 stacks, and that's with no upgrades whatsoever. So like I said, guys, in my time lapse, I'm going to be concentrating on making upgrades for my Woot Mob Farm. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now!